Hi everyone, welcome back to Raw FPL. So in this one, it's the Game Week 17 team selection. So first I'll quickly go over how I did in Game Week 16. And yeah, it was another green arrow, so it was good. Up into the top 2% now. So yeah, things are looking pretty good. I've now got 4 free transfers as well, and I've got 0.5 in the bank. But despite this, I actually think I'm probably going to roll again. But there are some things that I can do. But yeah, the team looks really good. So yeah, I'll talk about how it's looking for Game Week 17. And then I'll just talk about some future moves as well. So if you do like this one, please do drop a like and hit subscribe if you're new, and let's jump into it. Alright then, so let's quickly take a look at how Game Week 16 went. And yeah, as I say, it was a nice green arrow up to 198k now, and I've got exactly 1,000 points, so I've hit that milestone. And yeah, 66 points overall, not too bad. I mean, it could have been better. Sanchez in goal, he was on for like a 9-pointer, and then Mbeumo went and got that last minute goal. And to be honest, it could have been anyone other than Mbeumo because he really hurt the rank. But yeah, Sanchez in goal, 3 points. As I said, he was on for 9, but yeah, it's not too bad. Fabianski, I know that was the same as well, last minute goal. He was on the bench with 4 points, but I think he was on for 11 pointer, so it's really unlucky. If anyone did have Fabianski in starting. But yeah, Sanchez ultimately, I mean, his fixtures look really good coming up. And the only thing is, there is a slight concern that he does get rotated. So I might look to make a transfer and get Raya in because I do still want the double Arsenal defence. But if not, I'm kind of happy keeping him. I have got Fabianski on the bench just in case he does get benched. But yeah, these fixtures, I'm kind of happy to play him in either of them. So I do still think he's okay to come in. But I think if you don't have Fabianski, there is just a slight chance that he gets rotated, because we've already seen that once. He's benched against the Southampton game. So over Christmas, there's definitely a likelihood that he could lose his place. But I think he will start most games. And yeah, it's good to have just Fabianski there. As I said, I might look to move him on eventually. But for now, I'm happy to have him. Gomez, he's just been a bit rubbish, to be honest, since since I got him in. He got the clean sheet against Man City, which I think I benched him for. And then, yeah, Newcastle away, he got 1 point. Fulham, he got 1 point, and now he's got Spurs, which I'm going to bench him for again. But longer term, Leicester, West Ham, they could definitely get a clean sheet in both of those. Man United's a bit trickier, so I'll probably bench him. But yeah, going forward, I wouldn't buy him now. I think, as soon as Canate comes back, which is probably going to be like end of December, beginning of January, then he will just slot straight back in. So yeah, Gomez, I'm happy to have him, but I wouldn't go buying him. I'd just probably pay the extra and get Trent. The thing is with Gomez as well, game week 24, so yeah, around kind of, where's that, game week 24? Yeah, it'll be here, so like February time. That's when we're looking at potentially they're going to have a double. So Gomez probably won't even be playing then because Canate should be back. So eventually I'll probably move Gomez on for maybe Trent, because obviously he's got way more attacking upside and he should start both of them. If you want the security starts, you obviously go for Van Dijk, but he just seems quite a bit expensive. I think it's like 6.4 mil now, maybe 6.5. So yeah, if you could, I'd go to Trent. I wouldn't get Gomez now, but as I said, because I've already got him, I'm just going to keep him because Leicester and West Ham, I'll play him. Then I've got Gabriel. He's gone down in price. I think people got rid of him, but then these fixtures coming up, Palace, Ipswich, even Brentford, they could definitely keep a clean sheet here. And long term, the fixtures look really good. So I do still quite like the double up in defence. At the moment, I've only got Gabriel, which I still think is the best Arsenal defender to have. I'd definitely prioritise Gabriel over, there's no reason to go for Saliba now. I think Saliba is actually more expensive as well. But Gabriel, he's just got the better goal threat. So yeah, Gabriel, the 9 points, it gets a 3 bonus. And then Lewis Hall, an absolute super haul from Lewis Hall, like 15 points. Yeah, I mean, 2 assists, clean sheet, 3 bonus. Absolute hero. He's gone up to 4.6, but going forward, the fixtures look really good as well. So if if you've got Aït-Nouri or someone like that, I think Aït-Nouri to Lewis Hall looks really good. But yeah, 15 pointer, absolute. I mean, when I first started, the Saturday, I had Hall and I had Isak. Isak got the 11 points. And I was like, wow, this is going to be a really good game week. And it still was good, but it could have been way better. But yeah, Isak, he gets the goal, gets the assist, and he could have had more as well, to be honest. So I think Isak, going forward with these fixtures, he's probably the striker to target. But yeah, he gets the 11 points. Salah, Saka, and Palmer, the three kind of premium midfielders. All I mean, there was so much discussion of who to captain, Palmer or Salah, sorry, and ultimately Salah got 5 and Palmer ended up with 3 because he got 1 bonus. So all of that talk, and they basically both. I mean, Salah got an attack in return, I suppose, but yeah, they got like 5 and 3 points. So yeah, and then Saka getting 3 points as well. Not ideal. It was Bruno who, yeah, he looked really good again. He could have had another goal, got the penalty, and the fixtures coming up are really good. So 8.4 mil, you know he's going to play, and he's on penalties. And yeah, he's got back-to-back 9-pointers, Bournemouth, Wolves, Newcastle. And then after Liverpool, he's got Southampton, Brighton. So I think he looks really good still. And then, yeah, João Pedro and Larson both blanking. But to be honest, Larson's got Leicester next. And then after that, it's a horrible run. Look at this run, it's awful. So I'm thinking I'll move Larson on. Probably for Jimenez at the moment, but I'm going to kind of just wait and see after the Leicester game. So I'll keep him for 1 more week. If you do have Cunha, there is talk that he's going to get banned because he like hit someone in the face or something after the game. So he might not get banned straight away. It might be after the Leicester game. So I just keep hold of him for now, because obviously if he's playing the Leicester game, you want to play him, and then if he is banned, then you can maybe look to sell him on. But I'd sell him on after the Leicester game anyway, just because these fixtures are pretty terrible. If you can get Isak, that's who I'd go for. If not, I'd probably go down to Pedro because I know he's been a bit frustrated at the moment, but he's still playing, he's still on penalties, and the fixtures long term are really good. And 5.9 mil is pretty good. So yeah, that's how the team did. 66 points, up to 198k now, so we're in the top 2%. I've got 4 free transfers going into game week 17, and I've got 0.5 in the bank. So let's just see what we're thinking, and let's see how the team's shaping up. So moving on to game week 17, as I said, I've got 4 free transfers, which I've just been rolling because, I mean, the team's been well set up from the wildcard, really. So yeah, starting in goal, I've got Sanchez against Everton away. I'd rather have Raya, but I don't know if it's worth using the transfer on. I'd have to make 2 as well because I've got a triple up on Chelsea, and the player I probably would go for is Enzo in midfield. But yeah, currently it's Sanchez in net. I'll play Colwell as well, so I've got double Chelsea defence, which I think is fine. Chelsea are unlucky not to get a clean sheet last game, and Everton, they're good defensively, but attackingly, they're not the best attack. So I'm happy to kind of have both of them. Also, there's not really any standout fixture. Like Gabriel against Palace is fine, but I don't think it's that much better than Everton away. And it's definitely not worth a transfer, I don't think. So yeah, Gabriel, he's got Palace away, and then Hall with Ipswich away. And I think Ipswich probably will score, actually. So, I'm happy to play Hall, but on the bench, I've got Mazraoui against Bournemouth, and then Gomez against Tottenham. So I think all of those will... I think Bournemouth will score, I think Tottenham will score, and I do think Ipswich will score, but I think there's more of a chance that, Newcastle can keep a clean sheet. And Hall, as he's shown last game week, he's pretty good going forward as well. So that's the back 4. Sanchez, Colwell, Gabriel and Hall. I'm not really considering playing Mazraoui or Gomez, to be honest. So yeah, I probably will keep it as this. And then in midfield, I've got currently the captain armband on Salah. It's just been, he's been so good. He's been so consistent. Even with 10 men, he was still like really, really attacking and really, really good. So yeah, I'll play him against Spurs. Obviously, we know how leaky Spurs can be at the back. And going forward, obviously Leicester, West Ham, Man U, even just longer term, I think Salah's fixture is really good. So if you've not got Salah, I'd still prioritise getting him in. Then we've got Saka. I don't think he's really a captain consideration. It's always for me going to be probably Salah or Palmer now, just because those two, they've got much higher goal threat. So Saka, again, if you don't have him, I think you can probably wait a little bit. Palace there, I mean, Ipswich at home, that's when you probably need him. The Palace away game, like it's nice to have, but if you've not got him, you've got other stuff to do. I think you could definitely do that first. This Ipswich at home game, we probably want him. I mean, again, long term, the fixtures are like fine. But yeah, I'd still prioritise Salah over Saka. Even Palmer, like the fixtures going forward are just insane. So I'd definitely prioritise Salah, Palmer before Saka, but Saka's still quite high up on the list. So yeah, Palmer gets the vice. I just think the Everton defence is better than what the Tottenham defence has been, and Salah's obviously playing way more attacking. Palmer's a good shout, but yeah, for me, I think Salah's probably going to take the armband. And then Fernandes, he's one of the only players who's actually got a home game. In fact, yeah, he is the only player. And yeah, Bournemouth, I mean, they're pretty decent going forward, but I expect him to give up some chances. And then, yeah, he's on penalties. He should start. Hopefully he starts in that attacking role as well, because Mount's been injured now. So, yeah, I think Bruno's a really good transfer in if you do need a midfielder. But as I said, Salah for me is probably the priority. Up top, Isak, Ipswich away. He's definitely a captain consideration. But as I said, I think Salah is just, his form is absolutely crazy at the moment. But I still think Isak, he's high up on the list if you've not got him. Because going forward, the fixture's good and he's on penalties. And yeah, Wilson's out again. He just seems to be injured all the time. So rotation-wise, he should be okay. But yeah, I really like Isak. If you've got Jackson, I don't think it's worth a transfer really, but it'd be quite good to get a double up. So you have Isak and Jackson. But yeah, I don't know if I'd do the transfer unless you've got loads of transfers free. I think Isak is the one to go for out of the two. But you know, if you do have Jackson, I wouldn't feel like it's a must switch Jackson to Isak. But you know, like me, if you've got 4 transfers like me, then maybe it's worth it. But still, I try and get both of them because these fixtures are so good for Chelsea. But yeah, Isak, he definitely stays. And then Strand Larsen, Leicester away. So as I mentioned, if you got Cunha, then I'd keep him just until we know what's going on with the ban. If he does get banned, you can move him on, ideally for Isak. If you can't get that high, I'd go Pedro or someone like Jimenez. Because, you know, if he's banned for Leicester, you've then got these awful fixtures. That's, like, horrible. So, yeah, I'd definitely look to get rid of him if he's banned. If he's not banned, just playing for Leicester, then get rid of him. So, yeah, Sean Larson, this will be his last, probably the last game week in my team. And then João Pedro, again, happy to have him for the long term. And then, yeah, that's the team. I'm thinking there is definitely a consideration to bench boost, especially if I do, because I've got 4 free transfers. I could do Gomez to Robinson, because Robinson's fixture is so good. I mean, look at this. It's just like a sea of green. Southampton at home just looks so good as well. And I could do a bench boost, because I do want to play... That's the thing. If Smith Rowe, if he wasn't benched the last game, I would definitely play him. I don't know who for, though, because it's either between Strand Larsen or João Pedro. I'd probably play... If I knew he was starting, I'd probably play him ahead of João Pedro. But I don't know. Having Pedro on the bench against West Ham doesn't feel great. So, at the moment, Smith Rowe probably is on the bench. But if he starts, Southampton at home is just such a good fixture that I probably would play him. So, I don't know. I can't imagine we've got any leaks or anything, because I think it's like a game later on. But if we find out Smith Rowe is going to start, then I probably would play him and go 3-5-2 like that. But yeah, I can just see it now. He's benched and then he comes on for a 1-pointer and Pedro goes and scores like a goal or something. So at the moment, it's going to stay like this. If we kind of hear for whatever reason that Smith Rowe is going to play, then I'll probably switch to it like that and have the Southampton at home. It is a consideration to bench boost, because if I did do Gomez to Robinson, I'd have Fabianski, Smith Rowe, Mazraoui, and then Robinson on the bench. And obviously Smith Rowe and Robinson are playing Southampton at home. And that, I could just do the bench boost, get it done, and that's just, it's a decent bench. So that is, it's a small consideration. I probably won't do it. I'll probably say I'm like 80% not going to do it. But it is tempting just while I've got a really good squad. Because otherwise, I'm probably just going to roll. So I'll roll again. So that's how the team will look there. And then game week 18, I'll have 5 free transfers. And again, Larson will probably go now, right? So I'll get rid of Larson. And I can either get Raul Jimenez, who seems a kind of obvious one. He's 5.5. But yeah, I don't really like that. But I suppose I could bring him in and bench him. But then he's got Bournemouth, Ipswich, West Ham, Leicester, which looks pretty decent. So I could do that, or I could get Wood. So I could get Wood in there, but then I'd need I'd need 0.5. So then I'd probably get rid of Smith Rowe, but I'd need a bit more money because I want Enzo. I'd probably get Enzo or Ahmad. But yeah, I'd probably get Enzo there. So then, yeah, I'd need 0.1, and it just feels like, and I'd need to swap my goalkeeper as well because I'd have 3 Chelsea there. So it feels like, I don't know, it just feels like I'm not doing a lot of transfers for the sake of it. So I don't know, I probably would just do Strand Larson for Raul Jimenez in game week 18. Or I could literally just bench him and I could just play one of my other defenders. So I could play Mazraoui, for example, bench Strand Larson and just play like that. But I don't know. I'll have 5 free transfers, so I feel like I probably would do something then. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. But currently, this is the plan anyway for game week 17. I'm going to roll again, which seems a bit boring, but I just don't know what else I could do. There was one thing where I could potentially get Raya in. So I could get Sanchez out, get Raya in. And then I'd have to downgrade Smith Rowe. And I could downgrade Smith Rowe. And because I've got rid of Sanchez in there, I could get Enzo. So that is something I could do. And that's 2 free transfers, 0 in the bank. I'll have my double up on Arsenal. And then, yeah, I'll have Enzo on the bench. So it's either that or rolling. At the moment, I'm probably going to roll. But yeah, as always, I'll let you know in the comments. So yeah, let me know what you think. Do I roll or do I do this Raya and Enzo in? That's kind of where I'm at. But yeah, as always, if you have any questions, put them in the comments. I'll be back after the deadline. So yeah, best of luck all. And I'll catch you again next time. If you did like this one, please do drop a like and hit subscribe if you're new. And yeah, I'll catch you after the deadline. Cheers.